Hi, I'm Felicity Feynman. I'm a former Waterlution Youth Advisory Board member, and today I went out on this awesome foraging trip in Squamish as part of the Cautious Optimist project in memory of Danielle Moore. So I'm recording this video to show you a bit more about that trip and share some of what I learned about plants of the Lower Mainland, and also to raise awareness about the Cautious Optimist project, because we would love it if more people could participate. So to give you a bit of background on Cautious Optimist, Danielle and I met at the Waterlution Youth Advisory Board retreat in 2018. We were both youth advisors, and it was a really wonderful weekend. I was really impressed by everybody there. There were so many people with different backgrounds who all had a passion for sustainability, and Danielle was no exception. She was fun, she was dedicated, she was compassionate. I remember her being really moved when we talked about residential schools, which is something that has been really hard for me to learn about in my life as well. And she really cared about the Great Canoe Journey, the project we were working on, and just doing better as a country, as people, and yeah, she was just really wonderful. So after the Waterlution Youth Advisory Board retreat, we all stayed in touch virtually. Danielle lives in Winnipeg, I live in Vancouver, so I didn't get to see her again. But we were communicating regularly. I saw she had this awesome blog called The Cautious Optimist, where she was learning a new skill every month to help her survive the climate apocalypse, which I thought was such a fun idea. And so I read her blogs. I think she started with dyeing fabric. And the idea was that as we move forward into this climate crisis, yes, we need to be cautious, we need to be thoughtful, we need to be more just, be more sustainable, but we also need to be optimistic and hope for the best outcome, be idealistic, shoot for the stars, and I just loved the philosophy of the blog. Then in March 2019, Danielle was a youth delegate on her way to the UN Environment Assembly in Nairobi, and she was on the Ethiopian Airlines flight that crashed and killed everybody on board. I only knew her for a short time, but I was really devastated to learn this news, and talking with the other youth advisors, and I also attended a memorial for Danielle in Vancouver, it was clear that I wasn't the only person who knew her for a short time and was so impressed and moved, and just she inspired me to be better as a person, and she still does. So in the days after Danielle's death, all of us youth advisors, we were talking about what we could do to pay tribute to her and continue on the legacy of all of the amazing work she did in her life that was way too short. And so we decided to continue the Cautious Optimist, and ever since, roughly once a month, one of the Waterlution youth advisors, or you don't have to be a youth advisor, anyone who's passionate about the project, whether you knew Danielle or you care about the climate apocalypse, anyway, once a month someone will learn a new skill and blog about it. So last year I learned how to repair a car, which was one of the things that was on Danielle's list, and that was super interesting. Today I went on a foraging trip. I'm also going to blog about it in addition to this video, and you can check the back catalog. There's lots of really interesting blogs there about preserving fish. I think there's one on bread making, just all sorts of different topics. And we would love to have more people to pay tribute to Danielle and continue this legacy. So if you're interested, continue watching the video. Also check out the Waterlution website. And without any further ado, I would like to share with you this foraging trip that I went on with Henry, who's a really wonderful Squamish knowledge keeper who has a long history of working with Waterlution, and I'm so grateful to him for taking me out on this trip. Also, Emma, who's another former youth advisor, she drove me, but she's very camera shy. So if you hear her voice in the background, that's who she is, but she doesn't want to be in front of the camera. Okay, I'll show you the foraging trip now. All right, so I'm here in Squamish with Henry. He's right over here. We're social distancing. So he's about to take us out to start foraging. And Henry, you were just explaining what you do before you forage. So what do you take with you usually when you're going?
Besides tobacco for a quick prayer, something to drink. This is water and wholesome.
What's wholesome?
Soap berries. We can turn it into Indian ice cream, but I put 2-3 tablespoons in water, and it quenches the thirst, and it stops mosquitoes from biting because it has so much vitamin B's in here. Mosquitoes don't like it.
Oh wow, that's great. I never would have thought of that. Thanks for sharing. We're looking at snowberries. And sorry, can you just repeat everything you just said?
Some people will take 1 or 2 and swallow it like a pill. They say it'll clear their sinuses. But because an elder hasn't told me about that, I'm going, well, I'll just use it as a weapon.
Clears the sinuses. Should I try one?
That's up to you because it may give you a tummy ache.
Okay, I'm taking the risk. Yeah, it tastes a bit like a pill.
Yeah, that's why it is suggested to swallow.
Licorice fruits.
You can see it. Okay.
Yeah, the ferns.
Yep. So you'd take that, follow the plant right down to the root, take the root off, clean it. Some people will eat it right then and there because it tastes like licorice, and it'll cure a sore throat.
Oh.
So you can eat it there or make a tea for later. Licorice root.
Thank you.
If you want to
give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to climb over there. Emma, do you think you can hold it?
Yeah. Tastes really good. I've tried it before. It's worth it.
And you'll find it only on maple trees.
On maple trees. Okay. Oh, short. Oh, the root.
No, the root.
The root. Okay, I think I have the root. Is that? How do you get the root?
You got it. I think you got it.
You have to pull the moss apart.
Oh no.
Then you follow the plant down to the root and pull it out that way.
Got a little bit of root, like that thing, right?
Yeah. So clean it off.
Sorry.
And it should taste like licorice.
Oh, it does taste like licorice.
And that would really cure your. Our singers use it when they're going on a journey or having a long time singing. They carry licorice roots with them so they can keep singing.
Oh, so your throat doesn't get sore.
Yes.
When would they be singing for a long time?
Potlatch, name giving, any good ceremony.
So this is the licorice root that Henry was showing me before, in case you want a close-up if you're looking for some yourself. What's this?
Red elderberry.
Oh, but no berries yet.
No. So we take the leaves
Yeah.
and the outer bark and I boil it and add that to the tub water that my wife is going to bathe in.
Oh wow! And that reduces her inflammation.
Yes.
Oh.
So the leaves and the outer bark are toxic.
Okay.
So it's only good for bathing. I haven't tried to make a salve out of it yet, but that's something I'm thinking about down the road.
Oh.
She had scarlet fever.
And this is your wife, just
My
to
wife,
start the
Roberta.
story. Yeah.
And shortly after that, she developed arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when she was 18, and she's had it ever since. We've gone through a myriad of different pharmaceutical plans, and now to help her offset the medicinal plans, I use Squamish Indian medicine.
That's amazing. And you were telling me earlier which medicines you use. Do you mind telling me?
The main one's going to be Devil's Club, which if I can find them, I'll show you. The Balm of Gilead, and Dandelion,
And the elderberry you were just showing us.
and the elderberry.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Alright, so this is the collection of books that Henry has related to foraging, and I thought I would film them in case anyone's interested. So we got Northwestern Wild Berries, Royal British Columbia Museum Handbook, Food Plants of Coastal First Peoples, Health Through God's Pharmacy, love that title, Medicinal Herbs, A Beginner's Guide, The Herbal Apothecary,
it'll take it down, but
and
you still have to
Gardening and
work
Native
hard, because it
Plants
doesn't
of
do
the
it, it
Pacific
takes the
Northwest.
inflammation away.
So hopefully some of you can find those if you're interested in learning more. Oh, Henry, you are so nice. Okay, so what is this?
That's the Devil's Club salve.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
And so what do you use it for?
any type of inflammation. Say you're out running, you sprain your ankle, you put it on, it'll take the inflammation down. It won't heal it, but it'll take all the inflammation down, so you're not walking around with a large ankle.
Oh, thank you so much. I wish I could hug you right now, but I'm giving you an air hug.
Ta-da!
Thank you, Hoichika. Was there any last tips you wanted to give people?
No, it has been enjoyable spending time with both of you.
Hoichika, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed watching our foraging adventures and learned a little bit about some plants and their medicinal and edible properties. Huge Hoichika thank you to Henry for sharing his knowledge, and to Emma for providing the car and the driving skills. As I mentioned before, I'm not the only one who's benefited from the Cautious Optimist project. Other youth advisors have had the opportunity to blog as well, and so we'd all like to put our gratitude out there for Danielle. Here are some messages from the other youth advisors.
The Cautious Optimist project got me outside planting seeds in the garden. Thanks, Danielle, for inspiring me to get my hands dirty.
Thanks, Danielle, for inspiring me to learn the art of buying nothing.
Merci Daniel de m'avoir inspiré à apprendre comment faire du canage. Grâce à toi, j'ai saisi l'occasion de passer du temps de qualité avec ma grand-mère pour apprendre l'art de conserver la nourriture.
Thank you, Danielle, for inspiring me to learn how to mend my own clothing and to learn how to make homemade soap.
Thank you so much, Danielle, for inspiring me to learn to live with what we can off of the land. I'm so excited to continue learning the skill of catching, cooking, and preserving fish to sustain ourselves.